Hello, and today I am going to be going over the State Board set for the New Jersey State Board practical exam. What you are looking at this moment is my actual table set up for the exam. You'll notice that I have a placemat going vertical and I have one going horizontal. This is all preference, but I like to work in a certain order so I can stay organized. So I have on my sanitation area in front of my mannequin, which is my least dominant side. And on my dominant side, you'll see the horizontal placemat. Everything that's on the vertical placemat is for sanitation. So I have a box of tissues, or you can use paper towels. I like the tissues better so the paper towel don't keep falling over. I have water, alcohol, witch hazel, my blood spill or contaminated material bag. I have comb and brushes. I have just combs. I only keep a couple of combs up throughout the exam, but now that I'm on the State Board set, I put a couple of extras in case I drop anything. I have my end papers, and this is a freehand end paper holder you can get from Sally's. Any type of gel you would like. I have water for the in the dye bottle to simulate perm solution. I have cotton. I have red rollers because of the length. You can use red, green, beige, but just remember the length of the hair. And I have purple perm rods or lavender, my clips, and my gloves to apply the perm solution after I put the cotton around the perm rods. So that's the setup. And of course, my mannequin, which is here, is draped. And this is my Kyle. Of course, if you would take him, you would have to shave him off if you're going to use him for shaving. Or, I like the density in his hair. So that's why I'm using him today. But you can use male or female mannequin. Just make sure the face is shaved clean. No shaving step marks on the face. And you can use him. He would be perfect. He's draped with a neck strip and a cape. And I am ready to begin. So without further ado, the basic technique set is called the State Board set. The instructions will be to place on base volume rollers on the head from the forehead to the crown going back. Place one row of cold wave rods on the left side of the head. You are to set the right side of the head, forming a diagonal pin curl wave using 2 rows of flat pin curls in opposite directions. Place 3 finger waves at the crown and back area of the head and finish with a row of pin curls at the bottom. Simulate the application of perm solution. Time allotted will be 35 minutes. If there is no questions, then you will begin. Always begin your practicals with sanitizing your hands. I know with the COVID now, I know normally they'll tell you to sanitize in the beginning or after the end, and that would be good enough, but I'm pretty sure we should step our sanitation up and sanitize before every practical. So once I sanitize now, I'm good for this whole practical. Now, one little note I want to make is that when you are doing the State Board set, the rollers and the perm rods, which is on the left, are graded together. And your pin curls and finger waves are graded together. So this is 2 grades. So you do want to become good at this, okay? So I'm going to turn him. I'm standing on my dominant side. I'm not going to move because someone may be near you and you don't want to get in their way. So I'm going to turn him where I'm comfortable, and I'm standing on my dominant side. Now, I am a good believer in using gel because at the state board, by the time you get to this set, your mannequin will have gel in its hair throughout for other practicals. So it's okay if you want to put a little gel. It helps with flyaways and it helps lay the roller in the hair on the roller. So at the state board, we are looking for you to measure length and diameter. So I use the middle. If it doesn't have dot, just find balance in your rollers. I use the middle dot. I use the nose, and then I place that here so I can have balance. Some people end up with more pin curls or more perm rods due to you creating balance through the middle of the head, okay? So just remember when you're doing any of your perm rods or rollers that you have to measure length and diameter, okay? Very important. So now I'm gonna make sure that is balanced. Looks pretty good. That was the length. Now this is the diameter. Come right up straight across. This normally red roller is like 1.5 inches wide. If you use green, that's like 1 inch. So if you use green rollers, you will have 4 rollers. If you use red, you will have 3 to stop at the crown. Well, at the top, the apex, before the crown. You don't want to go into the crown because you have to put finger waves there. Okay, so I'm coming in and I'm making sure the hair is smooth, and I'm gonna lay the hair down. You hold your rollers to the best to hold them tight. Your hands could be on top, inside the roller. Is not a criteria for us to grade you. Okay, it's just that you measure length and diameter and you put roller clips. These are roller clips, the slide through ones, and these are all-purpose double prong, and these are pin curl clips, the pointed ones. So I'm using roller because it slides through and I don't have to worry about that clip sticking out. Okay, so this is only for rollers. Nice and tight. I can see my part. I can see my part here. So now I use a lot of gel in my skateboard set. It's not gonna hurt you or harm you if you can, but it makes it look good and keep everything nice and smooth. I'm measuring length and diameter. It's about 1.5 inches for the red one, 1 inch for the green. Remember, if you use green, you may end up using 4. If you use red, you will end up using 3. If you do use 4, it's gonna be in the area with the pin curls. And why do an extra roller if you don't need it? Okay, this is a time test, so the less is better. So this is how I know it's 45 degree. These rollers need to be on base. This hair is tapping that roller. It's right there, you see it? Right, so now I'm gonna lay this hair over and I'm gonna roll. Make sure the hair stays in. Some people keep their fingers on the outside for balance, but once you know how to do it, you don't have to do that. All right, you just get it on there nice and tight. Okay, and now I'm gonna put my clip. Do not put the clips in your mouth. And I'm gonna put this clip at the base of the roller, at the base. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. And now I'm gonna do 3, my third one. Clean up your section for balance. And now I'm gonna put the third one here, right here. This is where they should stop. Some people end up back here, but that's unnecessary to put another roller if you don't need it, okay? I'm putting gel because I like to keep my hair gathered smoothly. I'm going to comb up at a 45 above my part, in front of the part. And I'm going to let that hair tap that roller. And now I'm going to pick my roller up and roll. Long as you keep balance. If you want to put your fingers on the outside of the rollers, that's fine, but it's not a criteria to take points off. Okay? That's your choice. So I'm using a roller clip, and I'm going to go to the base and push it all the way through. Go to the other side, go to the base and push it all the way through. That's my 3 rollers. Okay, this is going to go in my finger wave section. Okay, so now I'm on, this is the right. We do pin curls there, but the rollers and perm rod are braided together, so I'm going to turn it. You can see these are all on base. They're sitting in between their parts. So now I'm going to do my perm rods. Okay. You can use water, gel, whenever you need it. Okay. Now, length and diameter. So basically this normally falls by the second, no matter what size or color perm rod, it's going to stop by this second if you're using the long ones. The second roller, or even the third roller if you're using a smaller one. And it's going to end, when you part it, you make sure it's wide enough on the bottom also, okay? So you always want to give the bottom area a little slant, like right behind the ear. So I start by the second and then slant it a little. Then comb it up and it's wide enough, okay? So now, gel helps to hold that over, okay? Comb it straight down, and now you can measure diameter. So I'm gonna measure my diameter. You could part a little slant, you know, just to get balance. When we do our perm rods, we want to hold them out at 90 degrees. Okay, my hand is in the way. I want you to see, so let me turn this around like this. Okay. Comb it up nice. 90 degrees straight out. I'm going to take the end paper, put one on the back of the hair, put one on the front. This is a double wrap. We're looking for a double wrap. Pull it out. Make sure you are rolling paper before it gets to the hair. So then you make sure you hold it straight out, roll it. Once it locks a good turn, you could tighten up and roll on base. It's going to be half on, half off at 90 degrees. Clip it across the top. Okay, that's good. Now, remember I held it at 90. They're supposed to be loose. So now I'm going to lift this up to measure. Come on out. If you measure length and diameter and you hold it out at 90 degrees and you're using a double wrap method for your end papers, make sure you wet the end paper. That's what they're for, to control the ends, and they can be wet. They are porous. Roll paper first. Once it locks, you can tighten it up and rock it a little bit for balance. Just a little, but I'm holding it out at 90. Clip the band across the top. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna lift this up, measure, hold it out at 90. I just want to clean that up so I have enough hair here. Okay, nothing wrong with cleaning up stuff. I already measured it. Okay, hold this out at 90 degrees. 90 gonna change with the curve of the head. One end paper behind, One end paper in the front. Hit it with the water. Pull the end paper above the ends. Roll paper first. Once this hair locks a good turn, then you can stand this up and you can rock it for balance. Put the clip across the top. I want to make one point about the perm rods. Be sure that you're not clipping from face to this way, back, because when you let this go, it can hit the client in the eye. So when you on the left side, you always clip towards the face for safety, okay? So now I'm gonna measure again, lift up. And how many perm rods, based on the size of perm tool you are using, will determine how many perm rods, okay? Because if I use blue, red, white, purple, any color, they're gonna be different. They'll be the same length, but they won't be the same diameter. So you would have to just see which perm rod you're using based on the length of the hair. I'm rocking it, and the band should not be twisted. It should be just on the top. And as you can see, I only got 4 here. I can get, I think, 1 more. Yes. I only could get 1 more here because of the diameter of my tool. So you can't say it's 6, it's 7, it's 8, and so forth. You just say measure length and diameter. That's all. If you got 6 and 10 and this there, and I see it and they bubbling up and they not fitting snug, I'm gonna know that you didn't measure, okay? So this is perfect. It's fine. She can see that I measured. They flush to the head. That's perfect. Don't put the cotton until you finish the finger waves. Okay, so this is part 1 of the state board set. Rollers and perm rods are graded together. At the end, in the next video, I will do pin curls and finger waves, and then I'll show you how to simulate the application of perm solution. Thank you. I hope this was helpful.